Welcome back to my channel. This is the story of how I met The Weeknd. So let me tell you guys first of all how I heard of The Weeknd. Again, I was at the Remix Project and everybody was talking about this new artist who's from Toronto and he's Ethiopian. You know, I'm Ethiopian, so I was like, what? And everybody was saying that he's blowing up, blah blah blah, and I was like, no way. So I'm like, let me see, are there pictures of him? There were no pictures of him. There was like silhouettes of him and stuff with his hair and everything, but his hair wasn't as weird as it is now. But anyways, so there were no pictures of him, so I didn't know what he looked like. I also didn't know that Chris was interested in him, like his music and stuff. And by the way, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with my channel, Chris is my husband. I actually met or ran into The Weeknd on several different occasions because I used to be like a downtown rat, so I'd always see him. But anyways, one day me and Chris were downtown. We were at University in Spadina, I think. No, anyways, whatever, it doesn't matter where we were, but anyways, we were downtown. We were standing there, whatever, and then Chris was like, yo, that's The Weeknd. And I was like, what's he talking about, The Weeknd? Because I completely forgot about The Weeknd, like the guy, and I thought he was talking about The Weeknd. So anyways, he's like, yeah, he's right there, blah blah blah. And then after I'm looking, I don't know what he looks like, this guy, right? So I'm looking around and I see bare people, but I don't see anybody who looks Ethiopian. I'm like, okay, so go say hi to him. We're standing there waiting, and I see two guys, one little guy and one big tall guy, and they're walking, and then after Chris is like, yo, aren't you The Weeknd? And then the tall guy like kind of like tells Chris to like back off or whatever. He's like, what the fuck you talking about, yo? What you talking about, nigga? No, fucking come here and talk to us, yo. And I was like, yo, that's not him, yo. Let's go. And Chris is like, yeah, man, this is him. This is the guy. And then after he's like, yo, I love your music. I was trying to tell you that I like your music. And then after that, like the tall guy was like, get the fuck out of here, yo. Don't fucking talk to us, blah, blah, blah. And then after, I was like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? But anyways, so me and Chris are walking now, and then I'm like, are you sure that was The Weeknd guy? Because I don't think he'd be like so rude, you know, in a situation where somebody was actually noticing him. Chris is like, yeah, man, that's The Weeknd, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't know, because I don't know what the fuck he looks like. But anyways, at that time I didn't even really look at this little short guy that was there, which by the way was The Weeknd. I was more concerned about the tall guy who was flipping out for no reason. Like, we didn't even touch the guy, but he was like screaming at us and all this shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, that guy was really rude. I don't know who he is to this day, but I know he's his friend or his bodyguard or something, but he's rude. I don't like you, okay? So that was the first time that we had met that guy, The Weeknd. And the second time we were also downtown. We were at this restaurant called Everest on Queen Street, I don't know. So me and Chris were leaving the restaurant and I seen two guys come in, but I didn't look at them because I don't like to look at people, right? So I was walking out of the store, and then one of them had said something to me, but I didn't hear him. I just continued to walk. And then after I walked like down the street and everything, and then I turned around and I'm like, wait a minute, where the hell is Chris? Chris was not behind me, so I was like, what the hell, where did he go? I went back into the restaurant and I see Chris arguing with this tall guy again. It's the same tall guy. Like, I just clicked in my mind, I'm like, this guy looks familiar. Oh my god, it's the same tall guy. I'm like, what the frick happened now? The guy is yelling at Chris, and then I'm coming in there and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then after I look, there's a little short guy with this tall guy, and I'm like, yo, could this be The Weeknd? And I looked at him, he looked really Ethiopian, so I'm like, oh, this is probably him. I was so confused. Everybody was yelling at each other. The Weeknd was not saying anything. I was not saying anything. But Chris and this one guy kept arguing and yelling at each other. I thought they were gonna fight, and I was freaking out. I heard the tall guy say, yo, this is the guy that was talking shit on some website. And then he's like, this is shorty that was with him, yo, da 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 da. And then after I looked at The Weeknd, because that's who the tall guy was talking to, I looked at him, and then I was like, and then he's like, nah, yo, he says, because Chris was like, nah, that wasn't me. And then so The Weeknd was like, no, it wasn't him. He's saying that it wasn't him. I'm trying to grab Chris, and I'm like, yo, forget it, just let's go, whatever. So we finally leave. I'm asking Chris, I'm like, what is he talking about? What did you do? Da da da. Chris is like, I didn't do anything, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so why is this guy yelling at you? Da, da, da. And he's like, he's trying to say that I talk shit on some website, which I think he did, but anyways. I'm like, so what? Even if you did talk shit, like, who cares? Like, you're trying to be a celebrity. Like, this comes with wanting to be known, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just do something and not expect hate and not expect this and it's not even hate, it's just being honest. Like, the way you treated us, or I don't even know, I don't really want to say that it was you, the way your friend treated us was not cool. Like, your friend needs to relax, seriously. So that was the second time that I ran into this guy. The third time I was by myself, okay, and I was very scared. At this point I finally started listening to his music and taking it in, and it was very, very graphic. Like, he would talk about drugs and sex and all this graphic shit, and he really scared me because I don't like people who do drugs and stuff. Like I don't want to be around them, you know what I mean? And I'm scared the drugs might make them like do something to me, you know, like I'm just paranoid about that stuff. Anyways, I was in this film photography thing that I was doing, and it was on Richmond and Spadina, which apparently is where The Weeknd used to work, which is why I always used to see him downtown. Across the street from where I was studying film photography, there was a Starbucks, so I had some time to kill, so I went to the Starbucks and I was waiting in line, and then all of a sudden I see The Weeknd across the street crossing the street, and I'm like, oh my god, please don't come into the store, please don't come into the store. And then he came into the store. This time he was with another taller guy. I'm sitting there like waiting for my drink. It was really empty, by the way. It was just us and then the baristas. I look at him, see that he's whispering in the tall guy's ear, and he's like, yo, that's the bitch that was with that nigga that was talking shit. I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna freaking kill me today. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? When I heard him, like, he said this bitch, and I looked at him and I was like, and then after that, because I didn't realize that I did that, so then he's looking at me like some type of way too, and I was like, oh shit. I finally got my drink and I left the Starbucks and I like sped walk across the street and I went into the place, but I was trying to make sure that they didn't see where I was going, because I don't know, at this point, like, I don't know. That was the last time that I saw The Weeknd, and I hope I never see him again. Yeah, that's my story on how I met The Weeknd. He's probably nicer now because he's more known, but yeah, he was not cool back in the day. Apparently he knows a lot of people that I know. So yeah, if you enjoyed this story time, then please give it a thumbs up. I don't have any proof or evidence or pictures or anything, but my story is 100% valid. You can even ask The Weeknd yourself. Thank you guys for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up, and you know, let me know what other videos you guys want me to do. Anyways, bye.